This year, in 2020, will mark the 10-year anniversary of the NASCAR Hall of Fame being opened. Over the last decade, we've seen many of NASCAR's all-time greats being given the honor of joining the Hall. And as time rolls on, that's only going to be more to join and continue on through the years. So today, I thought it'd be right to look forward by looking at the present to a number of individuals in the sport today who are the future members of the Hall of Fame. Let's start out with some of the drivers. You can't talk about greatness in NASCAR without bringing up Jimmie Johnson. Johnson defined dominance in his prime, the benchmark and the pinnacle of the new millennium. Johnson was the first driver ever to win 5 consecutive championships, and he's joined Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty, Hall of Famers I may add, as the third driver to win 7 championships, and he is currently tied with Cale Yarborough for 6th on the all-time wins list at 83. Add to this that he has led almost 19,000 laps in his career, and it's self-evident that JJ is the most deserving current driver for the Hall. From the former dominant driver, we go now to the current driver who is the most dominant, in Kyle Busch. When looking strictly at the Cup Series, Busch is one of the all-time greats. His 56 career wins put him currently at 9th all-time on the wins list, wedged between legends like Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace. His 208 total NASCAR wins across the top 3 series is incredibly impressive no matter how you look at it. His lone Xfinity championship is only topped by his 2 Cup championships. And the best may be yet to come for young Busch, as he is only 34 years old. Let's keep it in the family as we look towards the older brother, Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is definitely one of the most underrated drivers in the field. He's won with different teams, crew chiefs, manufacturers, and more, making him extremely versatile. His statistics are none to scoff at as well, as his 31 career victories put him currently 26th all-time, behind a current Hall of Famer, Dale Jarrett. He also is the first champion of the chase format all the way back in 2004. The next driver that deserves a spot in the Hall is Kevin Harvick. Harvick started out his career in the Cup Series replacing a legend in Dale Earnhardt, and since then has made a legend of himself in the sport. He has 110 wins across NASCAR's top 3 series, including 49 Cup Series wins, putting him at 14th on the all-time wins list. He has 2 Xfinity championships as well as a lone Cup championship in 2014, and has been an elite championship-level driver now for more than a decade. The last current driver on this list is Denny Hamlin. While currently being the only one on this list to not have a Cup championship, he is right up there with Mark Martin and Carl Edwards as one of the best to have never won it yet. He has finished 9th or better in the points in 11 of his 14 seasons and has consistently been a championship contender since his rookie season in 2006. At the moment, he is tied with Bobby Isaac for 22nd all-time on the wins list with 37 in Cup. Now, one of the greatest things about the Hall of Fame is that it doesn't just have to highlight drivers. Crew Chief Chad Canales is one of the most deserving individuals to be eligible in the sport right now. Having worked with Jimmie Johnson during his historic run that we talked about earlier, he is one of the most accomplished crew chiefs in NASCAR history, especially as NASCAR has continued to constrict the boundaries of the rule book the further into his career he gets. And with the young William Byron, he may well just dominate again one day, making him even more viable for the Hall. Another crew chief or former crew chief that can go into the Hall of Fame would be Greg Zipadelli. Zipadelli won 2 championships with Tony Stewart, as well as 34 races in his career, 33 with Stewart and 1 with Joey Logano. He also has been named the competition director at Stewart-Haas Racing, and since 2012 has overseen the organization compete for titles and win that one with Kevin Harvick back in 2014. Along with those competing, there are also those who have contributed to the sport from behind the scenes, and none fit this mold better to me than Mike Helton. Mr. Helton began working with different tracks, such as the Atlanta International Raceway, Daytona International Speedway, and the Talladega Superspeedway, working in numerous positions, working his way up before being the vice president of ISC. He has also, in his time, been the first person outside the France family to handle day-to-day operations in NASCAR. Being the president and executive and decades of contributions to the sport, it would only be right to recognize him for it. Another Mike that should be honored is the broadcaster Mike Joy. Joy has been a staple of NASCAR broadcasting longer than anybody else in the game today. He also has been part of the live broadcast for 40 Daytona 500s now, 7 with MRN, 17 for CBS, and 16 for Fox Sports. Some of his notable calls have been the 1998 Daytona 500, the 50th and 60th Daytona 500s in 2008 and 2018, as well as the 2 closest finishes recorded in NASCAR history, with the 2011 Aaron's 499 and the 2003 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Joy is a NASCAR treasure, and his historical contributions to the sport need to be recognized on every level. Now, my last choice will probably be the most controversial, but I'm just going to outright say it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. should be a lock for the Hall of Fame. Starting out with his driving career, he has 26 wins in the Cup Series. It puts him 30th all-time in Cup wins. He has 2 Xfinity Series championships in 1998 and 1999, and has been the fans' choice for 15 straight seasons from 2003 to 2017, using his popularity to promote the best for the sport. He also has been an incredible eye for talent as an owner, employing drivers early in their careers like Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick, while also noticing drivers like Denny Hamlin early on in his career. He also has been involved or the owner of 5 Xfinity Championship winning teams. On top of all this, he's been compared already as a broadcaster to the likes of Benny Parsons, with an iconic race call in his first race announcing, as many are surely to come as well. So now, I'm going to pass it to you. Who do you think is in the sport right now that should be in the Hall of Fame? And is my list a good one, or am I completely nuts with it? Let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.